Hi, everyone. In this lecture, we are going to continue with activity-based budgeting. And now we're going to focus on direct materials budget. So for the direct materials budget, basically what you're doing is based on the sales budget and the production budget that we just learned about. Now we want to determine what the cost will be for the materials we need to produce the units that we need to produce in order to meet that sales budget. So as you can see, this is all a domino effect starting with the sales revenue. So with direct materials budget, there are, of course, as usual, some assumptions that need to be made whenever you are dealing with budgeting. The assumptions can be based on previous data, working with vendors to know the price per pound, how many pounds you need for the material that you need to produce a unit that is going to be sold. So for direct material budget, for our example, we know that the units we need to produce arrive from the production budget that we previously worked on. The materials needed to produce each unit, which is an assumption, is 2 pounds. So let's say we make, make books, and in order to produce those books, we need 2 pounds of paper. As with the production budget, we want to have a desired ending inventory of material, as well as taking into account our beginning inventory of material. And then we also need to know what is the unit price per pound. So if it takes me 2 pounds to produce a book, what's my cost per pound? And in this case, we're using an assumption of 5 pounds. So where we begin, okay, so we start with the planned production budget. And if you recall in the previous video, these are the numbers taken from that budget. So now the materials needed to produce a unit, which is the assumption that we've made up here. We're saying that it will take 2 pounds of material to produce these books that we sell. So our materials need will be 1960, 3640, 3840, and 2760. And these are in pounds. That's how many pounds of material that we will need to make the products to meet the sales projection. And all we're doing here is taking the planned production and multiplying that by the $2 per pound. So as with the production budget, we also need a desired ending inventory for material, right? So the production is the units, the actual product. This is now talking about the material to produce that product. And we have some figures in here of what our desired ending inventory, what we want that to be. So what we're going to do is we're going to add the desired ending inventory to what is required to meet the production needs, right? So we needed 1,960 pounds, but I want to have 910 pounds left over. So I need a total of 2,870 pounds in Q1, and the rest is the same calculation. So now, just as we did with the production budget, we have some inventory already in stock. So we're going to subtract that amount from what we need. And when we do that, it shows that we need 2,380 pounds of material to produce 980 widgets or books that we sell to meet that sales budget. And then what we do is we take the number of pounds that we need after we've taken into consideration ending inventory and beginning inventory, and we multiply that by the assumption that each pound will cost us $5. And when you multiply that by 5, you come up with your totals. So it's going to cost us for Q1 $11,900 to produce the 980 units that came from the production budget, and that 980 units came from the sales budget, taking inventory, ending inventory and beginning inventory into consideration. So in summary, the direct materials budget, it's derived from the sales and production budgets, and it estimates the cost of materials that will be required to meet the sales projections. Production budget is the number of units that we need to produce. The materials budget is the material we will need to create those units. We've made assumptions on the pounds of material that will be required and the cost of 1 pound of material, which is also an assumption. And just as with the production budget, the ending inventory and the beginning inventory must be taken into consideration.